we're gonna go ahead and go. This is Hue. It's the No Major Skips category. Which is a brand new category. And so I put down one run last night. It was decent. Could be a lot quicker. Well, could be several minutes quicker, I should say. So we'll see what we get. If we get, I want to get like 112 or better in order to submit it, or at least a clean run in order to submit it.
I turned a strange shade and became invisible. The ring, it fractured, scattering coloured shards far and wide. I stayed at home for many weeks, watching, waiting, existing on this coloured plane. I couldn't speak to you, nor interact with anything in the mono world. So I left. I left for the university where I hid away the coloured tools I had created. I pray you have found what is left of the ring.
For Aqua, 139 or 140 is about the best I've ever gotten. And it depends on this area, because in the beginning you're limited to the speed of that introductory section. So we get the color, and then as soon as the color is in, it will auto split. That'd be real close. 140. There we go, 139.
Since the beginning, we have pointed to the sky and declared.
Now in this section last night I lost some time.
This shared vision, this unquestioned understanding which connects us.
There's a bit of time to save at the end of the Aqua section. There was a little bit here because I re-grabbed that ladder. And I did a little jump here, and I didn't need to.
Don't you see, Hue?
5.
This is why we're here.
There we go. 3, 4, 5. This is an interesting spot. If you're doing no major skips and warpless, you can't skip over the guy walking away, but it's actually faster to restart the level if you're doing any percent than it is to watch him walk away.
When you enter a cave expecting a waterfall, the chances are your expectations will be met. But if you discard those expectations, don't you think instead the cave will be full of surprises? I ask for you, Hue, to abandon your expectations.
It's a little bit too soon. That's minor time loss.
I need you to see the world not for what it is.
Get it just right, you can get 2 of them without losing horizontal momentum, or even losing only a little bit. Even that was just a little bit late, where I lost a little bit on that second jump. That was pretty good. And then this category with not using as many of the skips, there's some that we can do, or some that are available, which has been kind of decided by the community. But by not using as many of the skips, a lot of it is going to be based on execution of puzzles. So, which is kind of nice, because if you can cleanly execute the puzzles, then you can, get a good time. That was actually really good for the boulder there. That's about as clean as you can do the Aqua section. So between warpless and no major skips in Aqua, there are no but there'll be major differences towards the end. Mostly it's the laser skips are the biggest thing, which cut out several puzzles pretty much entirely. So that's gonna pretty much get us to where the sum of best is. Always switch colors when you get a new one. The door is always the color that you just got. which is really confusing on that first room the first time people play through it.
Purple is at the very end of the visible spectrum. It's the hardest colour for our eyes to distinguish. Now, imagine a shade one step further than purple, a colour beyond what we can actually perceive. We call these impossible colours. And I fear that this is where I currently reside. If reality is rooted in our perception, and you cannot perceive me, do I even exist to you? I'm sure that I do. I mean, you're reading this letter, or at least I hope you are. I'm sorry, but existing in this strange state of impermanence...
Last night there was a death in this room. That cost a bit of time. It's minor loss. That's worse than what I had before, or earlier for loss of time, but still not horrible. Didn't quite get the color shift in time. There we go, that's not too bad. That's huge saving time over last night. Oh yeah. Like 20 seconds? Yeah, I definitely say that a 111 possible. Probably a 110.
When I first met Dr. Gray. Summer had come and gone, and a cold autumnal crispness had caught me off guard. I sat on the grass, surrounded by my books and papers, when a cool breeze threatened to blow my notes across the lawn. A page escaped my reach and took flight. A man not much older than myself chased after it, catching it on his third or fourth attempt.
Hey, bunch of coconuts. Thank you for the raid. Yes, this definitely looks a lot less scary. Hey, Ari, how are you doing tonight? There's a lot of running. How was perception? I could only watch for a little bit. I can't do a ton of scary games.
Dr. Gray soon became my assigned mentor,
and that one just, I don't know, the way that the sound was and everything was a little overwhelming. And I wasn't even the one playing it.
We could achieve anything. We discovered more about color than we could ever have imagined. We split light, mapped spectrums, we painted. We laughed. We worked long hours, and soon our gold became all-consuming. We were vessels.
That's always a good thing to do, Ari. We were a little bit slow in this room last night. This should actually be a lot better. That one. This one. Back. I want to go orange again. How are you guys doing tonight, though? Thank you for the raid. I would do a shout out, but I don't want to lose any time. It's gonna be hard to figure out what you're... Yeah. Back. Well, you should definitely play Hue then, Ari. Pretty sure you said you already own it. Really, the whole goal behind this is to make coconuts more productive at work tomorrow, so that was not the ideal color changing, but see, you should definitely play it then. to remember which way I'm going with the colors. Oh, I did not go over far enough. That's a little bit of a loss. There we go. That's okay. That's not too bad. There's a lot worse. I don't think I have a tip thing. I don't know where that came from. I think there's an exclamation squish command. Oh no. Ugh. I don't think the tip thing goes anywhere. There you go. This room is actually a pretty typical one for me to die in. It's not even that tough. But we're still gonna save a lot of time over yesterday. I don't even have that many commands. Should probably add some. I don't know, I guess we lost that. Oh yeah, I suppose with the death we lost a little bit of time there, but that's okay. I mean, that perception game definitely looked like an interesting concept, with you basically using sound to find your way around, but I don't know that I could do it.
Compliment him on his work, and his cheeks would flush with a pinkness. He'd notice and change the subject, embarrassed. This work we were doing together, it didn't feel much like work anymore.
But yeah, as the title says, in Hue we just opened up a new category, and so right now there's no submissions in it. I want to get, I know an hour and 12 minutes is achievable. I almost said easily achievable, but it's certainly not easily achievable, but it's something I should be able to do. So I want to get to that and then do a submission. I don't even know what I all have for commands. I do have the relax one for when I'm getting really upset. I should really just turn stream elements off. I don't think I have anything through stream elements. Oh, that one. Missed it. Don't want to jump there because spikes above you are mean. Ah, okay. Yeah, I've been thinking of switching Nightbot to Streamlabs, just because then I would have it all in one, but I've been lazy. Alright, let's see if we can get it first try tonight. Is right. Oof. I thought I was gonna miss that, but that was pretty good. What the? Not quite far enough. Come on. Come on. There we go. Do you guys stream through the Stream Element stuff too, Coconuts? Or do you use like Streamlabs or any of that, or one of those? Also, how did the chair stream go today? I stopped in and saw a little bit of it. Oh, you use Streamlabs. Okay. Go. And again. There it is. So with those jumps, really you save jumping down onto one block. Not a huge thing, but nice nonetheless. That is a little bit quicker right there. Come on. I didn't want to jump there. That one. Ah, come on. That was a mistake. Now purple. There we go. That's right. I mean, he did pretty well with the... That's gonna be... You know, that I can do. With the Final Fantasy stream, I thought. I thought it was a good game. Plus, it was probably just people stopping in and trying to figure out what was going on. There we go. Right? Oh yeah, that's gonna be a big save over yesterday. I don't remember what I did. I'd messed up in that last room yesterday. But I think I died somewhere along the way as well. I don't know, I must have done something. So, and a lot of this is just muscle memory and knowing the puzzles. I was a lot slower at most of the puzzles yesterday too because I hadn't done them for a while.
Did you know, Hugh, that every language first has a word for black and for white, for dark and for light? The first colour described afterwards is always red. The colour of blood and wine, the colour of anger. The anger I felt when I was told my experiments had gone too far. When Dr. Gray sided with the university, stopping my research altogether. For all our languages, for all our ways to communicate, it's funny how sometimes we cannot.
I think you can do it, Bunch of Coconuts.
To do things they regret, to steal, to break, to forget what is important.
It is a wonderful, wonderful game. So I encourage anyone to. And it's, I like the way that it makes you think about colors. It would be really cool if there were a follow-up.
Once a seed has taken root, it doesn't take long for it to grow, to nurture and blossom into something beautiful.
Remapping the buttons for me was huge. I wouldn't be as quick as I am
And I wasn't prepared
without
for it
having
to be
remapped the
done.
buttons.
The university claimed my experiments were unethical.
Or if you're really good, you can do
Altering
it
the fabric of
mouse
our
and
reality
keyboard.
was dangerous. They were
Um,
unflinching. My research was confiscated.
The guy who
as
has the
my
world
contract
record
terminated.
for both any percent
Following
and
my
warpless
expulsion, I was left with no choice
also
but to
has
uproot.
a lot of the world
I moved
records
very
for
far
the
away.
witness.
I knew of
So
a
he's
small
really
fishing
good with
village boat ride from
mouse and
university,
keyboard movement.
where I hoped
And the
reputation
color
would
switching
soar.
is so quick
You and
on
I
that
lived
because
until
it's based on where your
100,
mouse
which
is on the
spent
screen.
most of your childhood.
So you can just instantly change to the color that you want. Even like I lost a bit of time even in this room yesterday. Partially because of something like that, but that's not horrible. I mean, and he has wonderful movement, and he's one of the only ones to use the wall jumps, which was something that we knew was possible. It's never been consistent, and even he'll tell you that it's not consistent, so. Ooh, didn't quite get there. It's red. Yeah, it must have been red coming down. That was worth it. I missed it. That was actually pretty decent timing in between there. This room I messed up on quite a bit last night. So there's quite a bit of time that can be saved here as well. Come on down. Yes. Oh, that could have been done better. Oof. Oh yeah, that was a lot closer than I wanted it to be. But I did get a 1 cycle. It's hard to do. And it saves a few seconds. That's okay. That wasn't horrible. I'm just glad I didn't hit yes on go back, because it would have lost a lot more time than what I did. Not sure if you can hear through my microphone, but the neighbor is working on redoing their backyard with a skid loader. And so I jumped a little bit there because all of a sudden there was like metal scraping sounds. Because I forgot that he was working on the stuff with a skid loader. Okay, well that's good. At least it's only me. How are you doing tonight, Solo? Or this morning, today? Over by you. That's what we want to do right away. Oh, shoot. I hope Hue doesn't become a horror game. That would be sad. Alright, let's do this the correct way. That's how we want to do it. I just started, so this is the first one for tonight. As you can see, it's quite a bit faster than the one I did last night. I'm aiming for an hour and 12 minutes to submit, somewhere in the hour and 12 minute range. So last night was 1:15, or 1:14, which was by far faster than what I had done before I learned the laser skips. Yeah, it's based on 1 attempt, so a lot of them should be pretty well golden. And if they're not golden, they probably should be green because
Those dusty old tomes
I
that
hadn't
used to
played
sit
it
in
for
books,
a few months
the
when I
ancient
did last
scriptures
night.
of
So,
civilizations lost.
but this is
I
the new
spent hours
no
reading,
major skips category. So
searching for
basically,
clues to support my
from what I do,
research.
it cuts out the laser skips.
Aside from their wonders, one thing stood out
There's a
above
couple of
all
other
else,
skips that are possible, but I've never done them.
or specifically the absence of it.
So, and there are no
Other colours were detailed at length, but not blue.
no
It was never mentioned at
submitted
all.
runs for it
The
yet
word simply
because they
didn't
just opened the
exist.
category up a week or
Did they
two
not
ago.
distinguish blue?
So
Without a word to describe
I
it,
am looking to get a world
I'm
record.
sure they could see it at all.
Yeah. I don't think that'll be too much of a problem because I have always had to think quite a bit about the laser skips. So wasn't as clean as could have been. That's not what I wanted to do. That one. I sort of had to relearn the rooms. I went back and I did them a little bit after work, but I knew most of the rooms before pretty well, and so it's not too big of a deal to relearn the rooms. Some people hadn't done didn't do runs until they learned the laser skips. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't know why it went back down there, but so I originally started doing runs without knowing laser skips, so I have some of that muscle memory still. Thank you. There we go. At least that second half was pretty decent. There's still... I messed up in this room last night. Lost a bit of time. There's a lot of time to save from the split for this one. Oh, come on. Yeah, that's alright. I just want to get a semi-clean run together at least. Even with a few mistakes, there's always room for improvement, so... There we go. Oh, that one. There we go. That was decent timing for that area. That's right. Orange block. Yes, the running room. Or the Indiana Jones room. It does get a little bit disconcerting at times with all of the screen shaking. Quite a bit. Yeah, so that's like a 2-minute overall time save so far. Approximately 158. Here we go. That's still with quite a few mistakes. Each section, well, the first two were pretty clean.
Spring was around the corner. Yellow daffodils poked through the dirt in our backyard. As time moved, my resentment slowly slipped away. I continued my research from home. Without Dr. Gray, work was slow, but I still made progress. One day, Hugh, when you were sleeping, I watched over you.
Glad I didn't get stuck on that
and
ledge
you were the
there.
last person left to see it. I was so excited for the both of us.
By far one of my favorite ladders. Just because it's fun to fall that far.
My research led me to tales of a long-lost civilization. They built great machines, pioneering electricity many years before we discovered it. Strangely, though, this civilization is said to have felt no pain. They knew of pain and observed it, yet could not experience it themselves. Explaining to them the sensation of pain is like me explaining colour to someone that can only see in black and white. I wonder, Hugh, if we will be able to share in our experiences of colour.
That was pretty clean. There we go. Probably could have actually just kept running there, but it's not a lost. Last night I actually had to stop and wait for it to come back. Nope, I want to do this. That. This is probably the room that I have to think the most about. Because it's the easiest laser skip to do. So I've known this one the longest. And then there, you might as well just wait for it to fall, because that jump is always a little sketchy. This one, if I really wanted to be... so the laser skip is on any of those vertical lasers. If you go quick enough, you can switch the color, jump, and then switch back before you would need to, or before you go through and land in the spikes down there. So like with the double lasers, it's possible, depending on how close they are, to do it, but it's a lot harder. But with a single laser, if you can get the timing right, you can jump, switch to the color of the laser, and switch back so that you have a platform to land on. So if that makes any sense, it's hard to describe, I guess. Red. Okay. Yeah, so, and it's an interesting trick. It's not easy to do. I mean, once you get the timing, it's usually not too bad. But there's one room where you can do two of them, and then there's another room where you can switch in between the two lasers that are next to each other. And all of them are tough, but they save at least something like 10 seconds each, if not more, depending on the room. Probably more for a lot of the rooms where you do laser skips. So, but it's definitely not an intended mechanic to be able to do the laser skip, because you can tell that it's set up that the laser would kill you and you have to work around the puzzle to do it. Okay. Yellow. And as long as I remember to do the jump pushes there, it's a whole lot quicker. Hey Ernie, how are you doing tonight? Welcome in. This is Hue, if you've never seen the game before. It is a wonderful little platformer, which I very much enjoy speedrunning. Little slow. That could be a little bit quicker, but that's not too bad. Oh yes, I absolutely enjoy Hue. It's like, when they put it on sale now, it's like $4. So you get to play with colors. It really, the basic controls are just that. You switch the colors, you run and you jump. This one, there's a couple of areas that rely on timing, but there aren't too many, which is kind of nice. Oh wow, yeah, that section was a whole lot quicker. I actually died in that last room a couple times last night. So, hey, that's alright, as long as you have fun. If you've never checked out Ernie's stream, she does stream. You're never too old to play with colors solo. That's gonna be a huge time save from last night. Wow, 109? I didn't know. I was thinking 110 was a decent guess for what you could do in this category. I think it could be like 105. 106, something like that. Because there's a lot of time that I could have saved later on as well.
Orange, pink, red, blue, yellow, and green. Great fireworks played out across the backdrop.
Yes, and part of the lovely thing that I find so great about Hue is it's just very relaxing music for most of the game. So especially speedrunning it, it creates a very dichotomous atmosphere with nice, soothing, relaxing music as I'm trying to go as quick as possible and remember what I'm doing. But the puzzles are fun. It usually takes 4 to 5 hours for people to do it for the first time through. If you were to stream it your first time through, probably figure out a little bit longer, just because you're probably talking and the extra pressure of streaming, but but they just put out a new category in the game, and so that's why I returned to it. I have done one of the other categories, and I'm about have the 4th fastest time. So, and this one doesn't have any submissions yet, so a decent time would be a world record pretty much automatically because there aren't any submissions yet, but no, you guys don't. Not that it makes you feel uncomfortable, it's just, it's completely, as you all know, because just about everybody in here is a streamer as well. It's just a different experience when you're streaming a game. This stream is one of the toughest for the speedrun because it is just basically patience. And then this one is remembering what to do. and avoiding lasers, because lasers are bad. That's what I gotta do. Red. No, yellow. That's it. That one I always forget what I actually have to do. Second. I do a little bit of everything. I like to stream platformers. Some RPGs I've been doing lately. Kind of whatever I feel like playing is what I'll do. Right there is, it's about a 10-second skip. There was a room to the left where you unlock another letter, which is actually one of my favorite letters in the game, possibly because I haven't heard it as much as the other ones. But it's 10 seconds faster to go back through these screens than it is to go through that one, where you're doubling back quite a bit. But yeah, I do a little bit of everything. I would look into Tetris. I don't know if I actually have a Tetris game. But yeah, it's a lot of more story-driven games, more like RPGs and platformer type stuff. One of my favorite ones that I've streamed was Ori and the Blind Forest. And Celeste I'm working on learning the speedrun for as well. That one was fun and frustrating to stream. Yeah, and it takes time. I don't know if I have a thing. I just do what I feel like, kind of. And the biggest thing is I like, hanging out to people and talking to people, hanging out with people and talking to people. And it pushes me to actually finish the games that I start. I can be very just like switch between games a lot if I'm just playing them on my own. And so a lot of times I just don't finish things, which it's very satisfying to get to the ending. So.
No matter how long you chase the moon.
Yeah, like I like speedrunning. I couldn't do it full time, like as the only thing that I streamed, but I like to do it every so often. And it's very rewarding to practice something over and over and just really learn it.
I do hope in the end it was worth it. For both of us.
Gotta go purple first. There would be a block here which would stop me. And we go light blue. Because those icicles, there's one right there which would have been light blue. And is very scary if you forget to switch to light blue. Especially since at that point it's a pretty decent time loss because you're about halfway through the level. Go the correct direction. These bounce blocks, they shoot you up even if you don't jump on them, so if you just step on them, they shoot you up. Which is very mean when there's spikes over your head. Yeah, orange. Nope, orange doesn't work. That'll work. Green. There we go. That one, if I had done all of the colors correctly first, it would have been quicker. But that's not bad either. Yeah, light green, or green is not the color to go there. This level I actually died in last night too, which is pretty rare. But like I say, I hadn't done the powers. Do they change in order? Yes, they do. Got to change them. Gonna have to go yellow. So they go clockwise. That's not gonna work. That's a death. They go clockwise around the color wheel. The painful death. So this one you have to go to a color which isn't red. Red would be your quickest color in that level. But you have to go something other than red so that the laser still goes through. Yellow, and then red. But yeah, they always change in a clockwise direction for the bounce blocks. And this room can be very frustrating, especially for the first time someone plays through it, because you get all of these ones on the bottom and you're like, okay, I got it, everything goes through, and then you get up here and there's a light blue brick right in the middle there, which stops this last laser, and you have to get all of them to go through, so everything has to be light blue. But a lot of times people get here and they're going, oh no, how do I get that open now? And so you have to go back and redo it all to go light and figure out which color to go to. Yeah, you'll get there one day, bunch of coconuts. It just takes time. This is one which I guess could be contested for the no major skips, but these ones you would have to jump through the lasers anyways. Nope, that's not gonna work. I've died so many times in this room, it's always been the bane of my playthrough. Here we have to go orange. One more. And then, so without in the normal warp list category, that's where you could do the double laser skip. Because you have just enough space between those two lasers to be able to jump and let yourself go. Yeah, that can be a lot quicker. Oh no, you're good, Ernie. So yeah, I just was saying, you know, if you didn't hear it, it takes time to figure out what you want to play and what you want to do. I've never necessarily figured out exactly what I want to play, so I just play whatever I want to. And it's all in what your goals are too. Like, my goal isn't to be a full-time streamer and make a lot of money from Twitch. If that were the case, I would find a game that's really popular and probably stick with that, or maybe, you know, bounce around a little bit more and I would stream more than like twice a week, but
You would crawl to the front of the hall when I wasn't paying attention.
I just do it to have fun, hang out with people, play some games.
His seriousness and authority would wash away.
And I have to say, like, I've met a lot of new friends by streaming, so best streams have been Doom. There's a lot of people who like to watch the Doom games.
It exists inside of us.
So,
I buried it.
but it's all in what you like to do. I mean, if you're just there to socialize and have fun and talk to people, then that's great, you know. And if you want to have a lot of viewers and that sort of stuff, then you can find ways to do that too. red, green, red. I love the colorblind mode in this game. There's only a few times when the colors really trip me up, but when they do, it can be really annoying. Now we need red. But at least the colorblind mode gives me one extra visual cue to know what I'm trying to do. So the colorblind mode, the little like moon shape on the block, and then where it just switched. So each color has its own symbol, and then anything that can open, or like the doors have that diagonal or that diamond signal, or this one has the purple like sideways hourglass. So that is what the colorblind mode is, but it makes it obvious what color it's looking for. So even if you can't tell what the actual colors are, you can at least see the shapes and you can match up the shapes. I think I'm actually the only speedrunner that uses colorblind mode, but it helps me a lot. Just because it's one more visual cue of, you know, something to give me an extra hint of what I'm trying to do. Yeah, and it's a really cool way of doing a colorblind mode for a game that's all about colors. Because I was wondering what would, you know, how you could do a good colorblind mode for something like this, but they did it. This is where you can save the most time, because you would normally put that block over, and then those two lasers to the right you can skip if you're quick enough. That needs to be purple. Or if you don't get it the first time, typically people will take the block and block the first laser and then just jump through the second one. So this room is by far the biggest difference. Yeah, right. I mean, I think they did it, and it adds a lot to the game in terms of being able to play it. Anytime I see someone playing it, and like streaming it, I will suggest they turn on the colorblind mode. Because sometimes like pink and purple can blend together, and yellow and green can sometimes blend together, depending on background colors and some of that stuff. So it's one extra visual cue to help you not die more than is necessary. Yep, down here. And then I need to go blue, purple. And this one needs to go purple again. So I can block the lasers. But like those two lasers together are too close to be able to do a laser skip, but the single lasers to the right, you can, the timing is pretty tight, but you can do it. Instead, you just push the blocks over and away you go. And then this one, I remembered earlier today what to do to make this easier. Oh, because you can stop it. If last night I was trying to just let it go, and it took a couple tries, then I should be able to do pretty... Typically, it's pretty reliable if you can get it to stop. Still sitting pretty good. Then you just have to jump, and you jump away from it because the way that the game works, you keep getting higher, and you don't have enough time to get to the full height of your jump if you jump towards the globe that's coming at you there. So if you jump away from it a little bit and then turn back, you actually get a higher jump, and it allows you to get over some of the different obstacles that would kill you. And then here we just have to run and get there before that goes away and not mess up the color changes. That's okay. That's not a huge loss. It's better than dying for sure. This room I got stuck on last night for a bit, so there's a lot of time to be saved here. Oh, we want that one up. Yellow we want down. And there are a lot of there's different ways of doing this room. You can, if you're really good or persistent, you can time it to where you can get one of those on the way down or up, which I think is the way that I did it the first time, but it's not at all the easiest way. Down, there we go. This room is all about timing, and one of the hardest to learn, I would say. At least it was for me. Ooh, come on. Just barely, and then we still have to make that jump. There we go. It would be interesting to see how many hours I've put into this game. I play it on the Twitch Prime version, which is very minutely faster. There's a little bit of lag on the Steam version whenever you pick up one of the letters. It's pretty minor, but it's always nice to cut off whatever we can. Holy cows, 105 is a lot quicker sum of best than I thought would have been available or doable in this. It's, for some reason, it's just a little bit of lag whenever you pick up a letter. Yeah, I would believe that I had at least 100 hours into this game. I don't know what causes the lag. No one really knows. It just, everyone who's played it on the Steam, you notice the lag. So I don't know if maybe they just cleaned up the code a little bit. But it opens up like text boxes on screen. It starts the sound files, so it could have just been that maybe they optimized it a little bit when they were porting it over to the Twitch Prime as compared to the version that was put out for Steam. There isn't any... It's not a significant difference. So that's really the only difference that anyone's noticed, is that little bit of lag. And it's not enough, and there aren't enough runners in the game to warrant a separate category between the two. But it's just an interesting little side note. The only time that I've actually played it on the Steam version was for the Midwest Speed printer, which I did in March. And that was because you're using someone else's computer. Yeah, it doesn't really affect the timing all that much. It's just a little bit, like it's maybe half a second at the most. And pretty much, I don't know that there's any times that are within a second of each other on the leaderboards, so maybe a few for the any percent run. but not in the warpless category that I normally do. So it's a minor enough difference that it hasn't really affected anyone, but... And this is the last room. This one I cannot talk much while doing. It's a tough room. What we want to do? There is a way to do that without blue, green, there we go. Without having to stop and wait. But I've never been consistent at it, and considering that we are on a extremely fast pace, this is almost as fast as I can do with laser skips. My best for that was about 59 minutes. So this is
She did not understand that some people
and this will be about a 104, which is faster than I was thinking was possible with this.
Before it destroyed her.
Still a couple of minor, probably can save a minute.
She had it under control.
Yeah, this will definitely be submitted. I might do one more run tonight, so if that one's quicker, then I'll submit that one, but this is a lot faster than I was thinking.
My only reprieve is
I was thinking 110. Just looking at it, 110 I was thinking would be a pretty decent time. So yeah, this is really quick for what I was expecting. The fastest I had done without laser skips before was an hour and 20 minutes. So
I expect she will be thrilled to see
yeah, new world record. A lot of gold splits too. So yeah, that'll definitely be put in for sure. Well, thank you. Still have a little bit to finish, but at this point it's pretty well. I don't think you can even die in the last section. You just have to get through another dream segment in a little bit here. So yeah, whenever you pick up a letter, it does the little animation going away, adds in the text, opens the sound file.
But you can choose how you see it. Now you can see true color.
That would be horrible.
You must decide if it is for better or worse.
And you just have to get to here, and then the
I
timer
hope
ends.
after all this,
So yeah, 104,
it is for the better.
21. Nice. Yeah, that's a lot faster than I was expecting. Like I say, I was hoping for a 112. So that's 8 seconds faster than I was expecting to be able to do. Thank you guys. Thanks for hanging out, and